Today we are at the one and only Fab Lab here in Simi Valley, California. We got the Jeep. I don't know if you can tell, but we are doing a Harbor Freight Apex winch. Today we're taking a little bit different approach. Hey Lincoln, we're having a guy's day today. And then as well, we have a new fuel pump setup. So the fuel pump has been giving us issues.
Well, look at that. Jeep, side of the road. Jeep, 1, Jesse, 0.
We're not sure if it's the fuel pump or if it's something else in the fuel system.
What I've been doing too is opening the hood of the Jeep. Hopefully this is just because it's, 100 degrees.
But anyways, I'm extremely sick and tired of having issues.
And I'm just like, piece of shit. You know what I mean?
So I bought this whole new setup from BJ's Off-Road. Try to get that installed, right dude? And today I could not find a babysitter. So I'm here with Lincoln. We got him in the front office in a pack and play, and I wanted to kind of show you guys obviously this build process and the upgrades that we're doing, but at the same time, I gotta be on daddy daycare. So making it work. This is the winch we're installing. Badlands Apex, 12,000 pound. We got the special version that has the synthetic line and the forged hook and a wireless remote. Very nice. You know what's crazy is in all my years of off-roading, I've never ever owned a winch, but I just figured it was time. All the wheeling we do by ourselves. This is good. If you have any questions about this, I can link it in the description below. Then we also got a winch mounting plate. It's just a universal mounting plate that should save us some time. And the goal with the winch, obviously mount it right there. Make it as clean and incognito as possible. And then secondly, the other thing we're doing today is a new fuel pump system. So this is a new sending unit with a fuel pump on the bottom, all new hoses, the wiring, everything like that. We bought this. I don't know that we're gonna use the full kit or if we're gonna modify it. And luckily, Jeep is super smart and they put an access hole under the back seat. So it makes it a lot easier to work on your fuel pump. All right, so Jesse, he basically made this tool to spin off the cap because it had a bunch of crusties from 35 years.
A few moments later.
There's not much to see, but we got the new pump in, all the new wiring, and it looks very similar out here, but we fired it up, everything seems good. Hopefully, we have less fuel issues, because those are a bummer. We're trying to work on the winch. This is the control box. This can be moved. So we're gonna take this off to gain ourselves a little bit more clearance. So hopefully we can get tucked up a little bit more. The goal is to try and get it mounted somewhere in between here. Obviously, radiator's here, can't get too close to that. And then we'd love to keep it hidden inside the bumper, but time will tell. And then I think we're gonna build some toe points too, because we don't really have a good toe point setup. Maybe do something coming down out of here. I'm gonna let them kind of work on it. As you know, I'm watching Lincoln as well. He's over here in his little crib, watching Lincoln, trying to kind of help them when I can. And he's a climby dude. He's climbing, huh? Huh, Lincoln? Yeah. What did we have for lunch today? Burger. Whoa! Bomb. What are we looking at? So they have the winch plate. It might be hard to tell, but it's gonna go in between the frame rails. No, but it's kind of what we're looking at. And then the winch is gonna get mounted upside down, essentially. This is the control box. This typically is mounted on the top of the winch. but we're trying to save space, so they actually give you an included relocation kit for the control box. So this is the relocation bracket here. We bolted that on, and your 3 wires are gonna come out, and this is gonna be mounted somewhere remote. So you can fit this big winch in a better area. And then we're also mounting it upside down, which is totally fine. Hopefully we get it to fit. I think it's gonna fit really well. The lever for engage and disengage is going to be mounted. It's going to be kind of sitting like right here, and then that relocation box is going to be sitting right here. You're going to see a little bit of it from the bottom. The Fairlead should mount in here, hopefully. I mean, it's kind of figure out as you go. We had some restrictions in here, which is the radiators are restricted. This kind of like core support right here. So just doing what we can.
You don't think it would look best like that? Connected to that.
Hey guys, what are you doing? Talk to me. Talk to me. What are you doing?
We're making toe points.
Recovery points.
Sure, recovery points.
I don't know, it sounds cooler. Recovery!
We're welding on a bunch of metal to make things strong.
Zoom out, Jesse, zoom out. Let the viewers see. See that? That nice glare?
Is that all they see?
Yeah. Okay. Run it. Send it. We got it bolted up, well, tacked into place. You can kind of see here how low it hangs. So it hangs a few inches below the front bumper, which is not terrible. You know, you're dealing with a tight space here, so just trying to get it mounted the best we can. We might build a little skid plate for it if we feel like we need it, or that might be a project for another day, but overall just getting it in there, and then we're gonna plate it all up, gusset it all up, and then we can start on wiring and stuff like that. Here's one of our tow points.
Okay, that's neat.
That's the passenger side. We got it all plated up inside, and we're working on a few more gussets for the winch mount. Freaking looks beefy already. We wanted tow points because obviously you don't want to use the winch line as your tow point. So it's good to have those. And then if we ever want to flat tow the Jeep too, these would totally work fine. We got our template for our Fairlead. Basically, that's a drill template. We're gonna put it in the right spot, drill the 4 holes, and then we know where to cut so we could put our aluminum Fairlead on there. It's gonna be like that.
Damn!
Next day.
All right, y'all. So we're in the home stretch here on the Wagoneer project of the fuel pump, the tow points, and the winch. Fortunately, today it is a little bit rainy, a little bit cold. It's really not that cold. The other day, I was not able to finish up the project at the shop with the Fab Lab, so they just got it done for me. So now we're gonna take a look at what they finished, and then I'm gonna paint the rest, and then this project will be buttoned up. All right, so the first thing here that they did was they made a bracket and they mounted the winch's control box. So basically this is typically bolted to the top of the winch, but it makes the winch too tall and it wouldn't have fit hidden like this because we wanted it as hidden as possible. Believe it or not, Harbor Freight gives you a relocation kit for the winch's control box. So up here it's all protected out of the weather, so we thought that was a nice spot. Over here is where you plug in your remote, or there's a switch because these new style winches actually have Bluetooth for the remote when you need to, you know, use your winch. They ran the wires down underneath, all nice, everything's tied up. And then another thing that they put in here was the shut off. So these winches pull a lot of power. You can tell by the thick gauge wire. So you need to have a shut off. Basically the winch is off all the time until you're gonna use it. That's just a big safety thing. So safety is super important, especially for us because we use our Jeep a little bit different than most people. We do a lot of that high speed, go fast type stuff. So when you're going through the whoops, wires, hoses, everything like that tends to rub a lot more, break quicker than if you're just kind of your typical rock crawler Jeeper. So we definitely wanted this shut off because you would hate to have the winch hot or like wired full time and have a wire of this gauge rub through and cause a fire. So my process when I need to use this winch is, first thing, I need to pop my hood. Then I need to either plug in my remote or turn on the Bluetooth and get it connected, which in theory, it's supposed to work really well. And lastly, I will turn on our switch, and then that way, then the winch will be working like normal. Seems like a little bit of a few steps, but if you're really hung up and you're really rock crawling, you're just gonna be thankful that you have this. And what I've seen a lot of guys do is they'll just run their wire out, and then you just put the hood down like that, and you're winching where you need to get out of your spot. I am super stoked on how it turned out. So they were able to get it fairly hidden in here, which is nice. They put the line on one of our tow points. We have another tow point right here. Everything came out really, really good. The only thing is down the road, I may need to build a skid because if you can tell, the lever is a little bit lower than I would have liked. So it is still above my steering, it's above all my suspension, but if you ever nose up really hard on a big rock, it could cause issues. Probably what I'll end up doing is I'll end up building just a very small skid that just goes right here, just goes back a few inches, just in case I do happen to bump it here or there. This angle, it looks worse than it really is, but I thought that was better than putting it up here and having it out front a lot, because that's going to hurt your clearance as well. And then on top of that, it's blocking my radiator and my trans coolers, which could be heating issues for those, and you don't want that happening. You can see all the fabrication they did. They tied it in so nice, and these toe points are tied in so nice as well. So we're gonna get it all painted. I mean, just look at the quality of work in there. It is just super, super nice. The forged hook, that comes with the Badland winch. The aluminum fair lead. So overall, super stoked on the project. I'm gonna get this all painted up